Have you ever wondered why some people disappear from the world? Not because they are weak, but because the world has wounded them more than you can imagine. They stay inside their room. The curtains stay closed. The phone is on silent. And the outside world feels like a battlefield they no longer want to fight in. Some call it laziness. Some call it antisocial. But the truth is far deeper. Even the ancient Stoics believed that when a person withdraws, it is never without reason. The soul retreats to protect itself. Today, we are going to talk about the real psychology of people who always stay at home. The hidden battles, the invisible fears, the unspoken strengths. Before we start, hit the like button because this video will reveal truths that nobody ever tells you. And if you are new here, subscribe because every video here will open your mind and change your life. Now let's begin. 1. They are more sensitive than the world thinks. There are people in this world whose hearts are built differently. Softer, sharper, more aware of every vibration life sends toward them. They don't just feel emotions, they absorb them. Where others walk through the world with thick armor, these people walk with open skin, sensing everything. Every tone in a voice, every shift in someone's mood, every unspoken tension in the air. Crowds don't energize them, they drain them. Noise doesn't feel like sound, it feels like an attack. And even a simple conversation can feel like handing out pieces of their inner energy, piece by piece, until nothing is left for themselves. The world misreads them, labels them as quiet, awkward, introverted, or antisocial. But the truth is nothing close to these shallow judgments. What they carry inside is a level of sensitivity that is both a blessing and a curse. They see what others miss. They notice what others ignore. They feel what others walk past without caring. Their mind is constantly processing, constantly observing, constantly protecting itself from overstimulation. The ancient Stoics knew this kind of soul well. They called it the fragile inner citadel. Not fragile because it is weak, but because it is precious. Something so powerful and delicate that the mind instinctively builds walls to protect it from the chaos of the world. And this is why they retreat, why they stay home, why they choose silence over noise and solitude over shallow interactions. They don't hide because they are scared. They don't withdraw because they are incapable. They don't stay indoors because they lack confidence. They stay home because they feel everything too intensely, and the world feels too loud for a heart that hears even the quietest sound. For them, home isn't an escape. It's a sanctuary, a place where their sensitivity is not a burden, but a superpower that finally has space to breathe. And if you are one of these people, understand this. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not too much. You are simply built deeper than the world knows how to handle. 2. They feel safer in a controlled environment. There are people who don't fear the world because they're weak. They fear it because they've seen what it can do. Outside, life moves too fast, too unpredictably, too violently for their inner balance. One moment, everything is fine. And the next, someone's tone shifts, a situation turns tense, an unexpected problem explodes, and suddenly their chest tightens, their mind spirals, and their body feels under attack. The world doesn't give warnings before it hits. It judges without mercy. It pushes without understanding. And they've learned, through harsh experiences, that stepping outside means surrendering control to forces that do not care about their peace. But inside their home, everything changes. Home is the one place where life stops demanding explanations, where they don't have to defend their choices, their personality, or their silence, where every object stays where they left it, every sound is familiar, and every corner holds safety instead of surprise. In a controlled environment, they can finally breathe, not shallow, nervous breaths, but deep ones that come from a place of inner safety. They know what's coming. They know who they are. They know nothing will suddenly shift and break them. The Stoics understood this deeply. They taught that when the world becomes uncertain, the mind instinctively retreats to protect itself, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. A wounded warrior returns to the fortress, not to escape the fight, but to regain strength. So when these people stay home, they aren't avoiding life. They're choosing sanity over chaos. They're choosing clarity over noise. They're choosing peace over unpredictability. Because some people don't need adventure. They need stability. They need control. They need a space where the world cannot suddenly collapse on them again. And if you're one of them, don't feel guilty. Your home is not your prison. It's the place where your soul finally stops trembling. It's where you remember who you are. 3. They carry emotional wounds no one knows about. There are people who stay at home not because they're comfortable, but because they're bleeding inside in ways no one has ever seen. They walk around with smiles that are stitched over old scars, trying to hold together a heart that has been broken one too many times. Maybe it was betrayal, the kind that shatters your trust in humanity. Maybe it was humiliation, a moment that replayed in their minds so many times it carved permanent insecurity. Maybe it was losing someone they weren't prepared to live without. Or maybe it was failure that crushed their confidence so violently that even stepping outside now feels like a risk their soul can't afford. The world sees a closed door, but inside that room, there is a person trying to breathe through memories that still cut like knives. People judge what they see on the outside, but they never understand the war happening within. These individuals aren't lazy. They're not avoiding life because they don't want to participate. They're avoiding life because every time they stepped into it, they came back wounded. And the worst wounds are the ones nobody knows about. The ones hidden behind silence, fake laughter, or "I'm okay." The ones even friends and family never notice. The ones that shape you without you realizing it. The Stoics understood this kind of suffering deeply. They said, "The soul becomes silent before it heals." This silence is not weakness. It's a sacred space. A space where pain is processed, layers are peeled back, and the heart slowly learns to breathe again. People who stay at home are often healing in ways the world could never understand. They choose a room not because it's small, but because it's the only place that doesn't wound them further. The only place where their thoughts aren't being judged, their fears aren't being triggered, and their emotions aren't being dismissed. You don't see it, but inside, they are rebuilding themselves piece by piece. Quietly, patiently, painfully. And that silence is their battle, their therapy, their path back to strength. So if someone stays at home a lot, don't assume weakness. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who fight their darkest battles in the quiet, and still find the courage to wake up and try again. 4. They are deep thinkers who overanalyze everything. There are people whose minds don't know how to rest. While others can simply walk out the door and go with the flow, these individuals carry a brain that never stops calculating, questioning, predicting. For them, life is never just simple. A casual outing becomes a mental maze. A small plan becomes a chain of endless possibilities. Their mind whispers constantly, "What if something goes wrong? What if I can't handle the situation? What if I say something stupid? What if I embarrass myself again?" To the outside world, this looks like hesitation. But inside, it's a full-blown battle between desire and fear. Their thoughts move faster than their steps. They think before they act. They analyze before they speak. They rehearse conversations in their heads before even sending a message. And the painful part? Their brain doesn't know when to stop. It's like a machine that keeps running even when the body is exhausted. Overthinking becomes a cage, not because they want it, but because their mind is wired to protect them from anything that might go wrong. This instinct was born from past experiences, moments where things did go wrong, and they promised themselves never to let it happen again. The Stoics admired deep thinkers. They believed contemplation was a doorway to wisdom. But even Marcus Aurelius warned that the mind, if not controlled, becomes its own enemy. It becomes a prison that locks you inside scenarios that never even happened. People who stay home because they overthink are not inactive. Inside their head, they're running marathons. They plan, replan, and create countless outcomes for a single event. They exhaust themselves before they even step outside the house. And the world doesn't understand how draining that is. These individuals aren't avoiding life. They're trying to avoid hurt, embarrassment, chaos, and unpredictability. They're trying to protect their dignity, their peace, their sense of control. But here's the truth they rarely hear. Their depth is not a flaw. Their analytical mind is not a weakness. It is a sharp, powerful tool, as long as it doesn't turn against them. With awareness and strength, the same mind that once trapped them can become the mind that leads them to greatness. 5. They don't like pretending, and the world forces you to pretend. There are people who stay at home because they are exhausted, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually. Outside, the world demands performance. It wants you to smile even when your soul is breaking. It wants you to act confident even when your hands are shaking. It wants you to be polite when your heart is tired, strong when you feel weak, and happy when all you want to do is breathe in silence. Out there, everyone wears masks. Fake laughter in public. Fake strength on social media. Fake confidence during conversations. People pretend so much that being real almost feels like a crime. But some people, they can't do it anymore. They can't keep adjusting their personality like a costume. They can't keep forcing their emotions into shapes that please others. They can't keep acting as if everything is okay when nothing feels okay inside. They crave authenticity, real conversations, real emotions, real people. But the world rarely offers that. It rewards the fake and punishes the honest. So these individuals retreat to the one place where they don't have to pretend, home. At home, they can finally breathe without a mask. Here, they don't have to explain their silence. They don't have to smile on demand. They don't have to be strong for anyone. They don't have to act confident, loud, or social just to fit into a world that doesn't care about how they truly feel. Their room becomes their sanctuary, the only space where they can be raw, real, and unfiltered. The Stoics spoke of this kind of courage, the courage to be yourself when the world pressures you to be someone else. To be yourself, they said, is the strongest form of courage. And that's what these people carry. Not weakness, not avoidance, not fear, but authenticity. A refusal to fake emotions for a society that values appearances more than truth. People may judge them for staying home, but they don't understand this. Some souls would rather be alone than be surrounded by fake energy. Some hearts choose solitude over pretending. Some minds choose peace over performance. If you feel this deeply, you're not antisocial. You're just tired of a world that doesn't know how to be real. 6. They are often creative souls who need solitude. There are people who stay at home not because they're avoiding life, but because their mind is too alive, too explosive, too imaginative to exist comfortably in the noise of the outside world. These are the writers, the thinkers, the artists, the planners, the creators, the ones whose inner world is richer, louder, and more meaningful than anything the external world can offer. While others find excitement in crowds, these souls find their oxygen in silence. In solitude, their thoughts expand. Their imagination wakes up. Their creativity flows like water finally released from a dam. People misunderstand solitude. They confuse it with loneliness. But solitude is not the absence of people. It is the presence of yourself. It is the place where your mind becomes its most powerful, most honest, most inspired version. Some of the greatest minds in history understood this truth. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoic philosophers, wrote his most profound thoughts alone, in quiet, away from the world's chaos. He knew what these people instinctively know. The mind needs silence to create wisdom. Creativity is a delicate fire, and noise extinguishes it. For people who stay at home, solitude is not isolation. It is fuel. It is nourishment. It is where ideas are born, where visions form, where dreams unfold. Their inner world is like a universe, vast, colorful, infinite. They don't need stimulation from outside because their imagination gives them more than the world ever could. Where others look for entertainment, they create it. Where others seek inspiration, they become it. But here's the painful part. The world rarely understands creative minds. It expects them to be normal, social, outgoing, without realizing that every moment spent in noise takes something away from their inner spark. So they retreat, not out of fear, but out of necessity, out of self-preservation, out of devotion to the fire burning inside them. People who stay at home aren't doing nothing. They are dreaming, building, imagining, creating, thinking. Their silence is not empty. It is full of ideas the world hasn't seen yet. And if you are one of these souls, your solitude is not your weakness. It is your power. It is your workshop, your canvas, your universe. You are not running away from life. You are shaping something far greater inside your mind. 7. They are on a journey of self-discovery. There are moments in life when the world becomes too loud, too demanding, too heavy for the soul to carry. And instead of pushing you outward, life pulls you inward. You stop going out as much. You start spending more time alone. You begin choosing your room over people, silence over noise, reflection over routine. And to others it looks like isolation, but they don't understand what is truly happening. Staying at home is not always a sign of being lost. Sometimes it is the first step toward transformation. When you stay inside, something shifts inside you. Your thoughts begin to deepen. Your emotions start revealing truths you ignored for years. You begin questioning your path, your relationships, your habits, your purpose. You start seeing patterns you were blind to before. This inward pull is not random. It is your mind preparing you for change. The Stoics believe that isolation is the moment a person finally meets their real self. In the quiet, you can no longer hide behind distractions, noise, or people. You confront who you are, who you've been, and who you want to become. And that confrontation is the birthplace of growth. It is where old versions of you die and new ones begin to form. People who stay home often think they're stuck, behind, or failing. But in reality, something profound is happening. They are shedding old layers, healing old wounds, untangling old thoughts, transforming their identity from the inside out. What feels like stillness is actually preparation. What feels like retreat is actually rebirth. What feels like being lost is actually the beginning of being found. Inside their room, they are rewriting their beliefs, rebuilding their strength, reconnecting with their intuition, relearning who they truly are, not who the world told them to be. This phase is sacred. It is powerful. It is necessary. People who stay home are not running away from the world. They are running toward their truest self. They are preparing for a version of themselves that is wiser, stronger, clearer, and more aligned. So if you feel this pull inward, understand this. You are not stuck. You are evolving. You are not disappearing. You are transforming. You are not hiding from life. You are preparing for your rebirth. So the next time you see someone who always stays at home, don't assume they are lazy, unmotivated, or weak. Behind closed doors, there is a story. There is a reason. There is a battle. There is a transformation. And if you are one of those people, remember this. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not strange. You are simply on a different path. A quieter path. A deeper path. Just don't let your room become your cage. Let it be your place of healing, so you can return to the world stronger. If this video touched you, like this video to support the channel. Subscribe for more life-changing content. And share this with someone who needs to hear it.